The management joins us, and that's essentially on the back of the company winning Smart Grid project for Bangalore Electricity and Supply. Yusuf, Lanewala, who's the CMD of the company, joins us on the show. Great to have you with us, sir. And first up, congratulations on winning this Smart Grid project. If you can tell us, what's the scope and size of the contract, and also if you can take us through the execution timeline?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I think from the contract that we've won from is from the Indian Institute of Technology, BHU, in collaboration with BESCOM and Center for Study of Science, Technology and Policy. Basically, this is a project that we are implementing a smart grid architecture, for the Chandrapura division of BESCOM. Okay, and the scope is essentially, implementing an automated metering infrastructure for both residential and industrial consumers under the 2 to 3 feeder of Chandrapura subsystem. Basically, we'll be using smart meters for efficient retrieval of meter data, and also for billing and demand management, energy audit, load analysis, and peak load management. So we expect that this project will, obviously we are on a very, very tight timeline in terms of implementing and delivering this project, though the outer limit that we have is over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. Right. We expect to complete this project in the course of the next 12 months or so.
Is this order completely backed by your firm, or this is part of the consortium and you will have some percentage share?
Well, the order is, we are the prime bidders for this, but we don't manufacture meters, so the meters we will acquire from third parties, okay, and implement the solution, right?
Is this your first order win in the smart grid implementation project?
Sorry?
Is this your first win in the smart grid project?
Yes, this is our first win in this country on the smart grid project. Yes.
What is your understanding of FY17? Because FY17 is where we are expecting that large amount of government spending in the transmission area would also increase. So are you hopeful and optimistic that FY17 will be better than FY16?
Oh, most definitely. I'm very hopeful that FY17 is better. Particularly in this area, because I think you're aware that the government of India has allocated a huge funds for improving efficiencies in transmission, improving instrumentation in transmission, and so on. So I think what we're looking at is obviously the huge upside that exists in this industry currently. So we are very, very bullish about how this thing is going to pan out in the course of the next couple of years. We expect, actually, as we speak, we are talking to a number of other entities also for decisions, which we expect which will happen over the course of the next maybe month or so. Actually, as we speak, we are talking to a number of other entities also. For decisions, which we expect which will happen over the course of the next maybe month or so.
Also, if you can tell us, now you've recently expanded footprint in Asia with entry in Philippines. So what plans do you have for APAC region, which is a distant second highest revenue contributor, accounting for about 14% of the pie so far this year?
Yes. Well, what has happened is essentially that some of our large Fortune 500 customers, are also expanding their footprint in Philippines, particularly in the Philippines. And as such, we see a tremendous opportunity to leverage our relationship with these customers in that market. As far as APAC is concerned, in general, we've seen significant growth in Malaysia, and we will continue to, expand in Malaysia. In Philippines, we've started executing some deals, and we expect the ramp up to take place over the course of the next few months. Actually, just a small correction. I think our current contribution is about 12%, not 14%. So we expect significant growth happen going forward in the APAC region.
Closing comments from you. The world or globally things are not looking stable. Exports are coming down, a lot of emerging market economies are suffering, emerging market economies are also suffering. Could that have a sizable and a meaningful impact on your international business going forward?
Well, actually, I think we look at it as an opportunity because, for example, our business primarily is in the product engineering space. And what we see is, in countries like the U.S., a lot of our Fortune 500 customers are actually looking at increasing R&D spend, and innovation spend because, which they have cut back in, since the great recession that happened in 2008. So we are seeing this as an opportunity because they will then start looking at companies like ours who have niche capabilities in some of the areas that they're working on.
Okay, Yusuf, appreciate your time. Good luck for FY17.